The highlight villain. Here we go. The Green Goblin. Dane DeHaan. This is kind of my introduction to him. I did not see Chronicle, and I kind of don't. I found footage for me. I'm just done with that. Even if people praise that movie, I'm still kind of turned off, and I don't really want to see that movie very much. So Dane DeHaan, I'd heard all this stuff. Yeah, he's a terrific up and coming actor. He was amazing in Chronicle. That's the reason he got this job. Whatever, all that. I was like, okay. So as Harry Osborn, we've seen Harry Osborn before, but not like this. This was a different take on it, and it was a better take on it, I feel. And in a way, the way his character comes out, and the way he does his stuff, and the way that the Gwen Stacy Peter Parker relationship worked, are the saving graces of the movie. They are, in a way, the Loki of Thor: The Dark World. They're the point that, that when they're not on screen, you want to nap. The same with Thor: The Dark World. Whenever Thor is going on with his stuff and the villains are going on, you feel like you want to snooze. Here, no. Whenever Loki's on screen, you're awake. The same way here, when Elektra's on screen, sometimes I kind of get that sensibility to snooze. When Peter's doing his secret discovery thing with his family, I kind of want to snooze a little bit. When he's on screen with Gwen, that gets me excited, and that gets me, I feel like I want to get to know these characters more. And when he's on screen, Dane DeHaan, he brings an energy to it, a good energy to it. His career is kind of riding on this. Paul Giamatti, they're established, and Jamie Foxx, they're established stars. They can half-ass it if they want to, and nobody's really going to care. For this young kid, if he blows this, his career's over. So the way he puts way more work into it, this makes me want to say best supporting actor material. And he's not gonna get a nomination. No way. But the way he filled that Green Goblin role with piss and fire and vigor, yes, that's the way to do it. I have to say, though, his relationship with Peter felt way more natural in this movie than it did in all the Spider-Man movies from Sam Raimi. That whole trilogy just felt like sometimes, oh, I'm your friend because I have to be, because I am. Here, we actually see a couple of scenes where they're talking. And they're talking like regular people. I said, there you go. That's how you do the relationship. There, that's it. Keep that. And that was good. That was very good. Very good. And there's a couple scenes where they're just talking and they're just having fun. I'm like, now I'm getting it. I said, that's it. That's it. I sympathize with Harry now. Because then he gets in a situation, kind of, sort of, where it's serious for him. And he needs, something, or he wants to do something for his safety. For him to continue living the way he's living. He has to do it, And you sympathize with him. You say, I want to see him survive. I want to see him as a good guy. And in the comics, yeah, Harry, for the most part, is a good guy, from what I've read. There's only a couple of times, when he does turn into Green Goblin or Hobgoblin or whatever it is. Yeah, sure, that happens. But for the most part, he's considered an ally of Spider-Man in the majority. So when he does turn bad in the end, and he does turn into the Green Goblin, we do kind of sympathize with him a little bit. But as the Green Goblin, man, he brought an energy to this that this movie needed all the way through. If Green Goblin had been the main villain here, I think we would have had a very different movie. We would have had probably, potentially, a better movie. We wouldn't have gotten a couple of good scenes with him and Peter having a good, strong friendship building there, but still, you could have had that in the background, sure. You could have had it where, he's not Green Goblin, and where he's, his regular self. Sure, you could have done that, but yeah, once he's the Green Goblin, I said, yes, now we're talking. And there's a couple scenes where he's being his big villainy, he's over the top, but it's over the top in the best way possible. The same way that in The Dark Knight, that the Joker kind of went over the top. You have to admit, when he's cackling along and stuff, he's going a little over the top. But it's the best way that you want to go over the top. The same way with Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3, when he was the actor or whatever, I was actually, really enjoying his character, even though he's not the Mandarin, and people really will be disappointed in that, and they were. I was thinking, he's got an energy to this. I'm excited for this character. Yep, same way here with Green Goblin. So I would love to see him come back. I'm not going to reveal whether or not they kill Green Goblin, but I will say that if he did come back, I would appreciate it very much. So yeah, and his end scene where he fights, and we see it in the preview there with Peter. That fight scene actually kind of got my heart beating a little bit. And even though I kind of had that second guess of what was going to come next, I was still like, good work. Keeping the suspense going there and keeping this fight actually pretty good. So yeah, that's about all I can say. The supporting cast, otherwise, we had Sally Field in there as Aunt May. She actually had a few really good scenes with Peter that were really, really well done. There was like the whole thing with her, like saying, like, you know, you weren't clean, you know, we don't have a chimney and stuff. That was kind of more in that lame Saturday morning cartoon special feel there, but still, there's enough positives to outweigh the negatives here. Yeah, I feel like I've hit this enough. Yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. I do enjoy it. It's not one that I'm going to call the best, and it's not going to be a huge hit with me, anyways, in following years. Basically, the purpose of the sequel is to kind of build up for the next ones. The same way that all those pre-Avengers movies were doing. On their own basis, they would work. And on its own basis here, the film, for the most part, works. So yeah, it works, but with reservations. All right. Yeah, I've went on well enough. And until next time, that's it. It's good to be back.